Keeping up with our motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure, here we are with the remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students. Let us continue with Chapter 9, Motion and Types of Motion. There are two types of motion, linear motion and non-linear motion. Linear motion is further divided as uniform linear motion and non-uniform linear motion. Non-linear motion are of four types: oscillatory motion, circular motion, periodic motion and random motion. In the previous session, we have discussed linear motion in detail. Today, we are going to discuss these four different types of non-linear motion. Non-linear motion, the motion of an object that does not move in a straight line, is called non-linear motion. This is exactly opposite to the linear motion, where the motion of an object is along the straight line. If it is not along the straight line, then it is called non-linear motion. Let us start with oscillatory motion. When a body moves to and fro about a fixed point, it is said to be oscillatory motion. Let us see one example. What kind of movement does the pendulum of a clock shows? The swing always comes back from one end to the other end. It takes about the same time for each oscillation. Here you can see this is the fixed point, and the movement of pendulum is to and fro about this fixed point. It is always coming back to its original position, and it is taking the same amount of time for each oscillation. So this is an example of oscillatory motion. Let us see a few more examples. Here the motion of the person on a swing is oscillatory motion. The vibration of strings of guitar also shows oscillatory motion. The motion of a seesaw as well as the needle of the swing machine shows the oscillatory motion. In both these pictures, you can see the wings of the birds. The movement of wings of the bird shows oscillatory motion. Now, circular motion. The motion of the body along a circular path is called circular motion. You can see over here, when a body is moving along a circular path, that type of motion is called circular motion. Through the center point, just imagine one imaginary line that is nothing but axis of rotation, and alongside, when the motion of the body follows this circular path, then that motion is called circular motion. The hands of the clock move in a circular manner. So, the motion of hands of the clock is circular motion. Here in this picture, you can see this blue ball is indicating Earth, and this yellow circle indicates Sun. So, this picture shows the motion of Earth around the Sun. Earth is revolving around the Sun, right? So the path followed by the Earth is circular. So this type of motion is called circular motion. Motion of fan is also an example of circular motion. A merry-go-round completes each round along a circular route. also the motion of merry-go-round is also a circular motion. Now, periodic motion. When the same motion repeats itself after equal intervals of time, we call it periodic motion. Let us see examples. Here, the first one is the motion of pendulum of the clock, which is an oscillatory motion, and the second one is the motion of earth around the sun. It is an example of circular motion. Both this motion are also periodic motion. Why? Because the same motion repeats itself after equal interval of time. We can see here the motion of pendulum of the clock. It is repeating its motion after equal interval of time. Here also the motion of the earth around the sun, for completing every revolution, it is taking the same amount of time. So both these are the examples of periodic motion. Let us see one more example. The minute hand of a clock completes one round in exactly 60 minutes every time. So this is also an example of periodic motion. Now, random motion. Irregular motion of a body in which the direction and speed changes continuously is called random motion. So the motion in which the direction and the speed keeps on changing continuously. It is not fixed, it is an irregular motion. Let us see example. The motion of the players in the game of football is an example of random motion because it is not fixed that in which direction they are going to move. It depends on the direction of the ball. A butterfly constantly flits from one flower to another. There is no definite direction to its motion. Such a motion is called random motion. Thank you so much. This is all for this session. In the next session, we will start with speed and sums on speed.